Welcome to this short demonstration on how to interpret a decision analytics dashboard. So for this demonstration, we'll start and focus on our job ticket processor dashboard, which allows us to see a lot of interesting information about one or more than one PRINERGY system. So by default, we collect data up to 3 years deep, and then we collect data of active processing in increments of 60 seconds up to 1 hour or 24 hours depending on the type of activity. So in this particular example, when you see here to the left is what's known as a KPI or a key performance indicator, and it is showing you in blue the active processing time of all of the job ticket processors that are running concurrently on your PRINERGY system, and the greenish color is the activities that are in the queue waiting to be processed. So there's a couple different ways that you can kind of slice and dice the data and start to understand how well your PRINERGY system is performing. To the right, you have a set of filters where you can search for different time periods. You can start to look at servers that are stored across multiple plant locations by division, by plant, by agent or server. You can look at the individual JTPs, or you can just click through. So as an example, we see here that our output queue has a lot of queue wait time built up, and let's go see if we can understand what's going on. So by clicking that link, you can see that now I see actually the aggregate time of 3 different servers. Okay, so I can see here that one of my PRINERGY servers has really had a lot of productivity going on. So let's hone in on that one. And now we see the actual processing that occurred day over day. So we can see what times of the day that activity had started to peak, etc. And then I can really start to look and see what's happening on my system. And really what you want to do is have kind of activity that looks like this area here, where we have a little bit of queued wait time, because when you submit a job with multiple pages of the course, they stack up in the queue and wait their turn to be processed. But really where you start to see things that would worry you is here, where the queue wait time has exceeded active, and that's where the system has gone under great stress or great load. And then you can get into more detail on what's going on by just clicking this link, and then you see the actual day, the times, all that information is available to you. It can be exported out to various file formats. It can be shared using the socialization features, so you can share it with your teammates and try to understand what caused the problem. You also have the ability to look at the heat map. And this heat map is a great tool. It allows you to see activity that's pooling, where you have slow periods in the day, where you get your busy periods. And as you change your time period selected, you'll see this trend will change. And you can take this and open these individual reports up into their own workspace. And then you see there's even more filters that are available to help you really kind of slice up what's happening in the workplace. You can maybe just key in on Saturdays and Sundays, or maybe you want to isolate first shift, second shift, and compare the results. So again, anytime you see a report on the dashboard, you can take that into a new workspace and analyze that data in a little bit greater detail. The other really nice thing that we have is the new format allows you to see the queue wait time in proportion to active, and we put some colored indicators here, just letting you know that the queue wait time has exceeded the active wait time greater than 100%. And again, you have to look at the amount of time that each processor is taking, because necessarily just seeing the red bar doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's just something to help draw your eye to a potential problem. So again, the things that you could do to correct the situation here, if you know you've got seasonality in your work, or you have different times of the year where you start to see a lot more volume, we now have the option where you can purchase what we call a time-limited license. It's essentially renting additional processing capacity for an output JTP, refine JTP, or color manage and trap JTP. So what would happen there is, of course, because I have one additional output JTP, my blue bar would go higher, my orange bars would decrease in size, and I would actually get more work done in that same given time period. The other option you could do is look at redistributing your JTPs. Maybe you have the output JTP is on a primary or secondary that's underpowered. And the other thing you can look at too is to see maybe you need to look at labor redistribution, right? Maybe you want to have some operators start a little earlier and have some operators stay a little bit later, so you kind of spread your activity out during the course of the day. But these are all tools that are now available to you to use to analyze what's happening on your PRINERGY system and unfreeze the workflow, make a change, refreeze, and measure. And then you can continually try to work to improve the productivity of your system and its given resources. So I hope you found this short demonstration helpful. There's more information available on workflowhelp.kodak.com. And also, if you need any assistance, a Kodak personnel will be happy to help you. Thank you.